All right, everyone.
Hello.
All right, I don't know whether I'm overjoyed or disgusted at how many people think this is a 9 or 10 out of 10 day. That's quite wonderful in a way, but it's a little. It can't be 10, can it? Does that mean all the days when we're allowed out, you're thinking, I wish we were all locked in, because that's the best a day can possibly be. It's not to be allowed out anywhere because there's a massive deadly virus. That's my perfect day.
I've just read your tweet, Mark, that says, I've just got Zoom to work and I feel so excited. I want to tell everyone. Do you want to tell everyone about that?
How did it go entirely? I think it was, I want to tell everyone, I think I put the same way as after my kids were born, or when I was 16 and I snogged Kim Norwood at my mate Martin's party, but she actually thought I was someone else. She was drunk.
So Mark's got a few talents, obviously.
Oh God, can you see us? Can you see me all right?
Yeah.
I'm sort of propped up here in the little corner with my records. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Yeah. All right. I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant that people have a 10 out of 10 day. I don't want to knock it. I just think that this is the best day ever. It'd be so disappointing when we're allowed back out again.
Pippa's put it's a 10 for the fitness. We had a brilliant fitness session with Pedro this morning. There's about 10 people on there, and can't say highly enough about that. And Lenora said 10 out of 10 because we survived another day. So yeah,
that's good. That's good.
Mark,
because I'm trying to find the best way to prop myself up. Have I gone?
No, you're there.
All right, I'm trying to put myself a bit higher. About there. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, how many people we got on it there now?
22.
Blimey.
If you swipe, you can see a few more. If you swipe a little bit.
I'm slightly wary about doing anything in case but I'm so impressed that this works at all that I'm a little bit like when man first discovered fire. I'm excited, but quite frightened as well, and I don't want to do anything to spoil it.
You said you've been talking to the BBC about doing the news quiz. You're going to be doing that through some sort of record.
Yeah. We're going to do the news quiz, and I've got to do it sort of like this, sat on his settee, and I've got to put a duvet behind me and possibly a mattress against the wall. I mean, people are going to talk about this in 20 years. It's going to be so exciting. People going, oh yeah, we had to do like radio programs in our own living room with a mattress against the wall, and it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Well, you're talking about 4 or 5 million listeners, aren't you, to the news quiz? Whereas you've got 22 BTTC members.
But it's quality, not quantity.
I think this is a much more interesting and diverse audience than Radio 4.
Yes, probably, yeah.
Maybe not. Yeah. Looking at the gallery, I'm not so sure. Only joking. Right, Mark. What do you want to do? What do you want to? How do you want to do this?
I'm going to try and do 3 minutes. Stood up against my cupboard, and see if this makes any sense. All right. So here we are, everyone. 22 lovely table tennisy people. Here's my first observation: is that when I realised where we were going, there was one day when I woke up in the morning and realised I'd run out of bin liners, and I thought, brilliant, because that means later on today I've got to go and get some bin liners, and I'm going to save it until after 6 o'clock because that's a treat. And that was my moment out. Now, if only I was the sort of person who thought, well, it's a 10 out of 10 day, even if you don't go out and get bin liners. But that was the most exciting moment of my day, and it was brilliant. But how many people? Hello, everyone. Joe, I think I haven't been out very much the last few days, other than for my little run every day. But this is the thing. The thing I thought was just amazing in the days before the lockdown. That was brilliant. Was the number of people who just didn't believe it and were still going, "Oh, it's all right. I've got to go out. I go down the pub every Tuesday. I'm not going out now." And I thought there is nothing that could dissuade these people. They could go. I've been told there's lions down in Churchill Square and they're eating everybody. They're telling people not to go down. But I don't care. I meet Terry down the pub every Tuesday. I'm not going down there just because of that. And if we stay at home, the Lions have won. So I heard one bloke, especially, who was on the radio. He said, "I'm 83. I run a market stall." He said, "I'm still going to go down there every single day because there's nothing wrong with me. I'm absolutely fine." And I thought, yes, mate, but I think there's probably some bits of our diseases work that you haven't quite grasped, which is that generally with diseases, you are absolutely fine right up until the moment you get the disease. There's no disease that is so vicious that you actually start feeling ill before you get the disease. But this bloke, I thought he must have spent his whole life jumping out of story balconies going, "I won't break my leg. Look at them. They're absolutely fine." Here is the person I think we should feel sorry for in this. Now, I don't know if you're going to get this reference. You know Ray Winston? The people know Ray Winston, who does the adverts, right? All them adverts. "Have a bet now. The snooker on. Go on, bet." He is stuck. His life is utterly ruined. There's no sport on. And he'll be on in a few days going, "We're the world's largest online betting company. We see everything. So have a bet now. Which Premier League manager is going to be the next one to test positive? Eddie Howe, 8-1. Pep Guardiola, 10-1. Jose Mourinho, 12-1. We pay out double if he blames the ref. Bet now." Here's my this is my favourite. Just before, I was in Milford Haven. This is a really rough town on the west of Wales, Pembroke. Overlooks an oil refinery. It's really ugly. Everyone there was lovely, friendly. I was there a week before the lockdown, and there were 4 blokes in the little hotel I was in. It was a little pub with a couple of extra rooms, and there was 4 blokes in the table next to me for breakfast, and one of them they're all factory contractors, and one of them goes, and his mate went, "Oh, Dave, don't start doing that. I don't want to be quarantined for 4 weeks in this shithole." And I vote for him as my man of the virus, my man of the lockdown. Here, I'm going to finish with this. This is the person, in fact, he's probably on, well, he would be on right now if he wasn't otherwise detained. And it's brilliant because I think we're so lucky to have a leader during all this time who is someone who is concise, someone who is articulate, someone who's given clear instructions to everybody. I think probably his advisors have told him to keep out the Latin that he normally puts in. But I've been enjoying his every day coming on with such clarity, saying, "What we have is a cornucopia of Panus and Pandemicus, in as much in vino veritas, carpe diem, inter alia, coitus interruptus." Clear instructions that no one is to go to everyone is to stay at home at all times except when you are outside, and no one is to travel unless you are on the way to somewhere. And all of us here, my colleagues and I, have been meticulous in taking out our own precautions against the virus, which is why every single one of us has got it. That was Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah, very good, Mark. Just unmute everyone Round of applause, please, for Mark.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I like that.
Still going.
Nice work.
Brilliant.
I'm just gonna.
I'll see everyone's houses.
Let's. I'm going to mute everyone, and we're going to take some questions. I'll unmute you, Mark. Mark's iPhone unmute, and can you hear me now, Mark?
Can you hear me? Yes, I'm unmuted.
Yeah, you're unmuted. Right, Pippa's got a question. Take it away, Pippa.
Hey, Mark.
Hello, I'm all right.
What I'm loving right now is the amazing Great British sense of humour, which I think is second to none across the world, I must say. We're on a 12-week lockdown here because my son's very vulnerable. So actually, a little lift here and there is fantastic. So what I want to ask you is, what's the funniest meme that you've seen to date?
Oh, it was a the one. Is this a meme? I don't know if I've got this right. It was just was a sort of little thing someone put on that where when the you know, at the start when there was all the stockpiling, and I was thinking at that point, I thought, do you know what? I hope it turns out that the virus lives in toilet roll packaging. And the way it gets you is it just hides in the packaging. And when you're on the toilet, it jumps out and stabs you on the arse with a fork. But I saw at that moment, there was someone sent round a thing where they went, I went to the shop and there was 2 or 3 people in front of me and they'd stocked up the whole trolley and it was just completely full up and all the stuff had gone. But I went up to one of them and I said, can you spare a few bits and pieces? And they gave me all this, look, which was really kind of them. And as he starts pointing to it, you see he's got a gun. It was brilliant. That was so brilliant, so well done. That's my favourite.
My one that I saw today is someone saw a bloke in the supermarket and he was buying red wine, tortilla and a piñata. Hispanic buying.
Hey!
Very good. Very good.
Fine, just a share. Just a gift to you all.
Thank you, Pippa. I said this to someone earlier, but I think that the amount of sort of funny things coming through my phone have definitely decreased in the last few days. There's a shift in sort of psychology around it at the moment, but we'll keep things light-hearted on the Daily Show for as long as we can. Serena's asked in the chat, does Mark play table tennis?
Well, I'll give you a clue, Serena. I'm a member of the Brighton Table Tennis Club. I actually thought it was rugby. I just got misinformed.
He's always there, Serena. He's always there. And you've been a real supporter of the club, Mark. You've been really helpful the last year and a half. It's been, hasn't it, since you first came? Beats everyone on top table on the all-comers on a Wednesday and a Friday night. Any other questions?
We're going to be rubbish, shouldn't we, when we get back?
I know. I was thinking that. I was thinking how rusty I'm going to be. Any other questions?
Everyone else will be the same.
Any questions for Mark? Hands up. Fran's got a question.
Fran.
Fran, let me just unmute you. Hold on. What's you're on here as Fran, aren't you? Fran and Indy. Oh, unmute.
How long have you been doing? How long have you been a comedian for?
Oh, since about 1660. So, in fact, I'm still doing jokes that I did in the plague. I can start doing them again. Since about 1983. Oh no, that's much older than you, isn't it, friend?
No.
Yeah, since about then.
Well, that's a lovely question. We're going to go to Lenora. Unmute Lenora. Go, Lenora.
Who is your inspiration?
Who's my inspiration?
That was quite quiet, Lenora. but who was your inspiration? In audio settings, you can turn your internal microphone up, but the question was, who was your inspiration, Mark?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Oh, I think that my inspiration, well, I was sort of sports-wise, when I was about 15, I loved Viv Richards, the West Indian cricketer. There was something so, not only that was he brilliant, but he was just like, he like broke the rules. And when everyone else is supposed to be sort of English cricket, supposed to be out and proper and angular and he would just walk out and just be chewing gum and laughing. And then he would just destroy whoever bowled the ball at him. And I just found him hilarious. So I think he was a great inspiration. Comedy-wise, I think Alexei Sale probably, and Richard Pryor, that probably need to be a little bit older to remember, but they were.
I remember him.
But yeah, both of them, they were just. And then Richard Pryor, I think usually when you look at old comedy, you think, oh yeah, I can see why that was good at the time, but it's not funny now. But with Richard Pryor, even though it's 40 years ago, it is still so funny when you look at it. It's just so funny. He was such a good actor. And I just, when I first saw him, I thought, that is, I fancy doing that. Not that I've been anywhere near as good as that, but that was him, them two.
Okay, yeah.
Legend.
Thanks,
Thank you, Lenora. Serena's asked the question, does Mark do any other sports? What other sports do
I play so many things, Serena, really badly. So I bat at cricket and, I suppose cricket and table tennis are the only two I've played in any proper sort of way, if you can call it proper. Sometimes I think I'm playing table tennis properly, and then I play Tim and he beats me 11-1 without even trying.
Well, Lucy has asked, what made you become a comedian?
Like all comics, we're just useless at everything else. Completely incapable of tying our own laces. Can't concentrate on anything. I was a milkman and I couldn't concentrate on anything at all. I quite like I like the chatting to people, but the bit where you deliver milk, I wasn't so good on that. And I was so bad. I used to get back to the yard and I'd forgotten. Sometimes one of the milkmen would get back to the yard and they'd forgotten a house, and they'd go, "Oh, blimey, I've forgotten Mrs. Whatnot at number 19," and they'd drive back with a bottle of milk. But I'd miss whole streets, and I'd get back an hour early and think, "Oh, I've done early today," and then think, "I've got about 40 crates of milk still left," and I'd missed like a whole estate. And so I was so bad. And then there was a bloke on my round called Dave Charnley, who was the ex-light heavyweight boxing champion of Europe, and he'd got a big posh house with a BMW in it. And one day I was backing up in his drive and I just ploughed my milk float straight through his BMW, caused like God knows how much damage. So I got the sack. So, comic it was.
Let's have two more questions. Is that a hand up from Gary?
Yeah.
Go on, Gaz.
Hi, Gary, all right, mate?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah. God, that looks impressive.
You're quite local to Kent Town, aren't you?
Well, I'm the other side of Brighton, yeah. I'm in Hangleton.
Well, that's all right. Could you lend me a tenner and a toilet roll?
Oh, the tenner I can manage. Toilet roll. Can't help you, sorry.
Very good, Gary. Gary's at the club, painting, good man. There's one question here, good question. A welcome to Mr. James Parker. If you put the gallery view on, I can see 25 people. Mr. James Parker used to teach with, well, there's a few ex-Patcham teachers on here. But James, let me unmute you, because I know, James, just introduce what your connection to Mark is.
Go on, Tim.
You're on.
Hi,
You look a bit like Max Head. Yeah, you look a bit like Max Headroom here, with your freezing every now and again, Tim. So it's my Wi-Fi.
Go on, we can hear you.
Okay, what do you want to do? You want to do? You want to give you a question or?
Yeah, well, are you from the same area as Mark? You grew up near him?
Well, sort of. I used to go swimming when I was younger. Swanley was quite futuristic because I had my first ever microwaved pie in Swanley swimming baths. I'd never seen a microwave before, and living in Orpington, it was the nearest swimming baths. So Yeah, that was quite progressive, Swanley.
Well, it was with
magical.
the swimming baths was progressive. Nothing else was really. This is, in fact, this is how unprogressive it was, because there was nothing there apart from the swimming baths. Swanley School, I often think of this, right? So there was at Swanley School, there was a game that people used to play, the big rough kids, called Beat Your Head In. And the way the game worked, that one of the hard kids had a pack of cards, and everyone else would be sat round, and they would just turn over a card one at a time, and whoever was the first person to get a jack, everyone else beat their head in, and that was the game. But really, like, and that was Swanley. That was Swanley. It wasn't somewhere, but it had a really beautiful swimming pool. But that's all it had.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't hang around. It was straight home afterwards.
yeah, no, good. And it
I heard
was absolute capital in the world of petty crime. Really rubbish crime, like people nicking useless things and going round the pub. The one pub that was there, and do you want to buy a drink?
Have you read Keith Richards' autobiography?
Oh, I've not, but he mentions Swanley in it, doesn't he?
Yeah, the first 3 chapters are quite interesting, but the first chapter he talks about Dartford.
Yeah.
And he talks about the history of petty crime in Dartford. And he's still got family there, and he goes back there, and his sister runs a hairdressers and things like this. So it was quite
Yeah. Well, that's Dartford. I mean, Dartford was the big city to us. That was like Las Vegas to us, Dartford.
James was asking if something about Mark's history lectures. Have you done some history lectures, Mark? Because James is head of humanities at Patcham. He's wondering if that might be useful for your lessons. Is that right, James?
Yeah, they're all free online, aren't they? It's very generous.
Yeah, I put them online years ago. I hope they're still there. I think there's some on YouTube and stuff. I think you can get them. Yeah. I tried to sort of get them to be brought out as DVDs, but it shows how long ago I was trying to do that, given that DVDs are about 5 things out of date now. But yeah, they are. Yeah, so it was a sort of series of comedy lectures about sort of people like Beethoven and Isaac Newton and people like that. Yeah. So I hope they're. Yeah, I like them. I look back at them every now and again and think, oh yeah, there's some funny jokes there.
I mean, they're really good. Thomas Paine. Thomas Paine.
Oh yeah, the Thomas Paine one. Yeah.
Thank you, James.
Thanks, James. Cheers.
James.
Cheers, Mark.
When we all get out of here, when we're not banished to our bedrooms anymore, but he's talked about booking the Comedia and doing a fundraiser for the Table Tennis Club, a comedy night. So that's something to look forward to. Might not be July, but it'll be. Yeah,
it was supposed to be the 15th of July, but that's probably a bit ambitious now, I think.
Yeah. But that's going to be really good. I can't wait for that. And everyone here now can all meet each other properly then. Great question from Charlie here is, who is your favourite woman comedian?
Oh, well, I think, because I sort of started roughly the same time as Jo Brand, and we used to do the clubs together, and I'm good mates with her. And I think she's just brilliant. And I love, and because it was so hard. People sort of forget now, and I know it's not easy, but back then, just to be a woman going on stage, straight away you'd sort of feel like probably half the blokes in the audience just prickling and going, "What, a woman, get out and pay to see a woman." And that literally was the attitude, and she had to sort of take that on, and she was just so funny and brazen and just straight at you. And I love her. She's one of the best people.
Yeah, good. Pip has put on it, Jo Brand was a nurse before she became a comedian. Yeah.
Yes, she was. Yes, and she said that one of the most difficult times, because she was a mental health nurse, and when she first got on the telly, she said she went into work the next day, and a lot of the patients were really confused because they thought that they'd seen her on the telly, and they thought it was part of their condition, and they were going, "Oh, the tablets aren't working. Yesterday I was looking at the telly and I thought it was you, nurse." To explain it really was her.
Right, so we've got lots of comments here, but we're going to move on to Giuseppe. If I unmute Chicho, As you can see, Chicho was living with me for the last year. He's just moved in with Pepe. Chicho and Pepe, you're unmuted. Hello, everyone.
I can see myself.
Pepe.
What's the question for Mark, for me? What's the favorite book from the library you got behind you?
Oh, from the they're CDs.
Oh, they're CDs. Okay.
What's your favorite CD?
My favourite one, I don't know. Pick a. I'll tell you what. I've got so many obscure bits. Pick a shelf from 1 to 5. I'll see what we get.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3. All right. And pick a number from 1 to 6.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Right. And pick a number from 1 to 20.
19.
Oh, right. That's I can't remember how this goes. This is McCalmont, who did an album with Bernard Butler, who used to be in Suede. It's an album he did on his own. Oh. What it's like, I don't know. I'll play it tomorrow if you like.
Okay.
Love it. Love it. So, Pepe, just before you go, Pepe's been stitching together loads of us singing a little section of We All Live in a Ping Pong Wonder World. Pepe, out of 10, what would you say? How's it looking out of 10 at the moment?
At the moment, 8.
8 out of 10, okay. And we need a few more contributors, is that right?
Yeah, if it's possible, that would be great.
So, look, if anyone hasn't done one, then me or Nick, we're happy to talk you through it afterwards. There's a few people on it. Anna Brooks hasn't done one. Mark, I'm going to ring you afterwards because it'd be great to get you just singing a little bit of one of the verses, and we're going to stick all these people together. Let's unmute Nick. Nick, just tell us one of the what are the best lyrics in that song? Remind us.
We're going to rise again. I can't remember them. Crumbs. It's so long ago now.
We all live in a ping pong wonder world.
No, what are the words for it?
You wrote it.
No, I can't remember it. I don't know. I just can't remember it offhand. Sorry.
Well, we've already moved on to a new song, but we just want to finish off this one. But anyway, I'm going to give you a ring later or tomorrow, Mark, about that. But, Mark, do you want to finish by playing the piano and singing us a song?
Oh, go on then.
Yeah?
I thought I'd do a sing-along.
Yeah, what I'll do, I think I'll keep everyone on mute and I'll mute myself because otherwise it's carnage. All right? So it's just you. We can all sing along, but you won't be able to hear us.
All right. I'll see if I can make this work. It might be a bit tricky, but I suspect I'm one of many. We're the many millions of people right now with little devices all around the country going, it's a bit hard. Hang on, I've unmuted. How does this work? Right, the phone might fall from here on halfway through the song, but I'm going to try. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Right. Sing along in your own homes. You probably know this. Oh, I could run beneath the wings of a bluebird as it sings. 6 o'clock alarm would never ring. But I rise and I rise, wipe the sleep out from my eyes. Shaving, right, oh, hang on, throat's collapsed. Shaving razor's good and it stings. Everybody, cheer up, Sleepy Jean. Oh, what can I mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? You once thought of me as a white knight on a steed, but now you know how happy we can be. Oh, our journey starts and ends without $1 to spend. Baby, how much do you really need? Everybody, cheer up, Sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it do? Dream believer, I'm the homecoming queen. Oh, what
believer, and
Fantastic.
Lovely.
Quite tricky because the phone fell on the piano.
Anna Brooks, isn't it?
Anna Brooks.
Yeah.
How much of the into comedian?
I'm going to mute everyone just so that we can get through the next bit. I would like to unmute Mark. Mark, thank you very, very much. Yeah, you're most welcome to come on our daily show whenever you want. We normally get about 22 to 24 people. Today we've got 27. I think there's a few extras in it because they knew you were coming. So, bit less than what you used to.
Do you have to play to get on?
Do you have to what?
I think you ought to have to play a game to get on. Play a table tennis game.
Well, everyone in here is
Going to work out table tennis with in this way if this goes on for years.
I know. Well, that leads us nicely onto bat and ball skills.